Hello and welcome to another episode of the Midday Muster. We are up to episode number 15, which is incredible. I didn't realize we'd been going for so long, but 15 weeks in a row, episodes of the Midday Muster. Thank you for tuning in again on this beautiful Sunday. Well, I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. It's certainly a beautiful day here in Sydney. Today on the show, we've got a little bit of a change that is, I think, going to excite you. Our question of the day is, what is your first ever country music memory? So I want to hear your stories of the first time you came across country music. Was it in the car, on the radio? Was it at a music festival? Was it a family member that first showed you country music? I want to hear about this. What is your favorite country music memory? And we're giving away a prize today. And every week from now, we're giving away a $50 prize to whoever gives us the best comment/lyric suggestion for our live songwriting session, which is happening later in the show. So you can start putting your comments in now because we will incorporate them later when we're doing our live songwriting on the topic. And we're going to pick whoever gives us the best line for the song is going to win a $50 voucher. So get thinking. And also joining us on the show today, we have Dom Italiano, who will be playing a very exclusive brand new single, which will be out in a couple of weeks, but we're hearing it here first on the Midday Muster. His new song is called This Will Soon Be Over, and I can't wait to hear that a little bit later. My name is Danny Young, and I am the host of the Midday Muster. I am a recording artist, a songwriter, a touring artist, not that I've been able to go on tour very much lately, and I'm an all-round music lover, and that's why I decided I should host this show, the Midday Muster. So my first country music memory. For me, it's actually going to Tamworth Country Music Festival for the first time when I was 12 years old. I remember walking down Peel Street, picking the best spot where I wanted to busk because I actually did some busking when I was 12 years old. And one of the songs that I was well known for from the pub across the street, at least, it was just in front of the old, what was it called? It's where the Central Hotel is now. It used to be called something else beforehand, on the corner just opposite where Westpac is on Peel Street. And I was sort of well known as the little girl with the big voice that was always singing Delta Dawn. That was my song. And that was my first introduction to country music. I did all the Stedfords and talent competitions. I got to play on the Coca-Cola stage with a live band as a 12-year-old. That was an incredible experience. And that's really where I first got into country music. But I have to be honest with you, after that 10-day experience, I was like, you know what? I don't think country music's for me. And it took me about 12 more years to come back to country music and go, actually, I am a country singer. What was I thinking? I don't know. Maybe as a 12-year-old, I thought country music wasn't that cool. But that was my first experience of country music. And I think it set me up for where I am today as a country singer. So I want to hear from you in the comments. Let us know what your first ever country music memory is. But before we get into that and before we bring Dom on, let's take a look at what's happening in country music as we turn to the roundup. More festival cancellations extending into next year. Woodford Folk Festival in Queensland, which normally takes place over the new year, has announced it's cancelling its 2020 event, while Port Fairy Folk Festival in Victoria has cancelled its 2021 event due in March. Organisers of the Port Fairy Music Festival cited concerns about bringing visitors to the town that could put the community's health at risk. More announcements about festival cancellations are expected to come. Adam Harvey has announced a new single called Ramblin' Fever featuring Lee Kernaghan. The song is a Merle Haggard cover that Lee and Adam sang together on Cruising Country one year, with Lee suggesting they record it as a duet. Adam Harvey also announced his 2021 tour plans on the Highway 1 tour, kicking off in February and including 40 tour dates. That'd be his biggest solo tour to date. Dolly Parton has announced a new Christmas album will be coming this year, featuring duets with Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus, Willie Nelson, Michael Bublé, and even talk show host Jimmy Fallon. A Holly Dolly Christmas will be out in October. And in a celebrity country music whiz first, the online audience has outsmarted the live stream show's celebrity guests, taking out the top 10 scores of the night. Audience member Kayleen Pittaway set a personal best by winning the night, with many other regular players proving they've been studying up for the weekly country music trivia show. That's it for the roundup. Let's move to our next segment where we invite artists to share the stories behind their new songs and perform them live. Dom Italiano is a singer-songwriter born in South Wales in the UK, but who moved to Australia as a child. He said he wanted a skateboard for his 12th birthday, but got a guitar instead, and the rest is history. Let's welcome Dom Italiano to the show. Welcome to the show, Dom. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Midday Muster. How's your day going?
It's going great. Geez, music videos are weird, aren't they? It's so strange.
Oh, look, I wouldn't say weird.
Just
That was a very relaxing guitar solo there. Clearly getting a guitar instead of a skateboard paid off for you.
Well, it's certainly I was a pretty good skateboarder. I reckon I probably could have made a pretty keen living out of it. And so
okay, Tone
who
Hawk
knows?
level.
No, I wasn't so. No, I wasn't. I'm not tall enough. There's like a lot of sport, like a lot of sport. Being big really helps, but also being small. Center of gravity is a little bit. I don't know. Maybe Dom Italiano could. It wouldn't really fit on a skateboard as easy as Tony Hawk would. So maybe not.
Well, that's a potential music video idea for the future. You on a skateboard playing the guitar.
Me falling off a skateboard playing guitar would definitely be more entertaining.
Well, let's talk about... Oh, sorry, you continue what you were going to say.
So the skateboard I wanted for my 12th birthday, I eventually got when I was about 32, and I got it. I was given it as a gift by my ex-girlfriend bought it for me, and but funnily enough, it came like as the last gift in a series of gifts, and all the other gifts were like wrist guards, elbow pads, shin pads, knee pads, helmet. It was like, you can have a skateboard, but you will actually fall over all the time and hurt yourself. So you're going to have all this protective gear as well.
Well, safety first, of course.
Absolutely.
And you're down in Melbourne at the moment. You're in lockdown at the moment, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
But when
we're not in hard lockdown.
When this first all happened, you really you got stuck into live streaming and doing concerts was it every day? It was like breakfast sessions you were doing.
Yeah, it was most days. I was doing an 8 a.m. session almost every day, and then sometimes at 8 o'clock at night too. Yeah.
That is brave, volunteering to sing at 8 a.m. As a musician. I am very scared when I have to sing before about 10 a.m. in the morning. So good on you for doing that. Certainly there was no one else in that time slot, so that was very smart of you to pick 8 a.m.
It was very good.
How was that for you, doing these live streams?
Oh, the live stream's really, really good. I initially, I probably the first 2 weeks I did covers as well as original music, and I just felt that because I was doing it in this room and this is where I write most of my songs, and I just felt there was something weird about me, of like singing songs that I didn't write in this space. So I switched to just doing original music, and that became something that's much more comfortable to do. And I kind of kept it up most days of the week until about a month ago, and then we had some kind of stuff going on at home, and I was just like, it's just too much for me to do what's going on at home, and then just with all of the extra lockdown stuff that was happening in Melbourne and all the frustration, I felt like I just needed to cut off for a bit. So I'm actually going to do my first live stream in 4 weeks tonight. So um,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
I'm back. I'm
look,
back,
I
man.
guess today's the day that you're back then, back on
Well,
social media.
I do think I kind of, in the back of my mind, put the coming on here to do this today was my time, was my day to come back. So thank you. If it wasn't for you, I might never do it
Oh.
again.
Oh. Well, thank you for coming on the show today. I only found out yesterday that you'd been taking a break from social media, and I was like, oh, wow. Well, I'm pretty honored that he's agreed to come on this show at least.
Yeah, well, it was.
Um,
Yeah, you were my inspiration. So thank you for asking me to come on. I
oh.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You're too kind. Now, your live streams have been quite interesting, and for our audience that are watching, you can see behind you. You've got
Oh
your
yeah,
green chair, you've got bits of green fabric hanging up. Can
that's
you
right.
show us how this all works?
Yeah, well, I can actually stand up and show you. I'll try to suck my ISO gut in. So what I do is I get this little thing down here, and then I drop it like that, and then that becomes a green screen. Because as much as I am blessed with lots of space in this particular place that I live in, I don't have a separate spot to put the green screen. So that's it ends up looking a little bit neater than that, and then I put pictures and stuff behind me, so I can pretend
Yeah, and
that
you
I'm
did a bit of
somewhere that
a
I'm not.
virtual world tour, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I think for the first maybe 100 or so live streams I did, I picked somewhere in the world to go to. So, whether it was Paris or it was, Rome or in New York or whatever, I did a theme. I went to places I lived as a child and all that kind of stuff. And, I went to Phillip Island down here, and I think I went to Sydney once as well.
Well, that's a pretty cool way to get your first world tour off the ground with the little green
100%.
screen magic.
Well, when you can't go anywhere, um, you've just got to pretend. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is, I mean, it's a metaphor for songwriting, isn't it? I mean, like that's in a sense of like that's kind of what we do is we create this whole, you get to pick up a guitar and for 3 minutes or so you create a whole different version of yourself in another space, another time, maybe like an Outback lullaby. Um, yeah, so
You
uh,
noticed I've been using a green screen too.
yes, but it's a beautiful video and a beautiful song. But yeah, I
Oh,
mean, look,
thank you.
I think I think that um, yeah, like having that imagination, um, and well, actually allowing yourself to have that imagination, and particularly when you get a bit older, you get to be like maybe an adult, and you realize that you know your imagination is also embarrassing, and like, and it's the fine line between like going, I could, you know, if I don't embrace the fact that I have this imagination and that uh, it's helping me through my life, which that's what your imagination does, everyone's does, then I could just be embarrassed by it. But um, luckily, I don't really get embarrassed very much unless I watch a music video of myself.
I see. And so you've got a new song coming out in a few weeks. This will
Hmm.
soon be over. I'm guessing I have an idea of what this might be in reference to, but we want to hear from you. What was the inspiration behind writing this new song?
Well, it was definitely COVID lockdown. So at the start of the year, well, the end of last year, I decided I wanted to see if I could write a song every week for 2020, um, which I have kind of pretty much kept to. I've got 30 songs at the moment. I think I'm about a week behind. But um, for anyone who is a songwriter and hasn't start a project like this, I can tell you it's really cool, because what ends up happening after a while, you get all of your ideas that you kind of had backlogged, you get rid of them, and then you've got to, you know, maybe 10 weeks into your project, you go, oh, well, I've just got to write whatever comes out this week. And quite often what has happened then is that the whole idea for the song musically and lyrically has come at the time of writing, as opposed to some other kind of thing that maybe you thought you wanted to work on at some other time, which is where I'm really at now. And this particular song was probably one of the first of that type of song for me, where it was like all came really, really quickly. I mean, it took a few hours to write, but what I mean is this was all in the moment of like, you know, right in this week, this is what happened. And this is in lockdown. So our first lockdown in Melbourne, and we were taking it super duper seriously because of the unknowns. And in particular, my parents were, you know, self-isolating. And so we couldn't see my folks. And so this is very much a song for my mum, who the only time I would get to see her was in a situation like this, with a FaceTime or something like that. And yeah, that was the inspiration. It was like, you know, we will get together again when this is all over, and this will soon be over. That's what it's about. So it's a song for my mum. And my dad did get jealous. He's like, "Where's my song?" He wanted one.
I've had a similar thing. I wrote a song actually for my dad, and my mum's like, "Where's my song?"
Yeah. My dad does have
well,
a song, which got written 10 years ago, but he reckons that, you know, you need to renew your songwriting dedication subscription every 10 years. So he fair enough. I mean, like,
all right, maybe you'll have to write a song for both of them next.
100%.
Well, I'm keen to hear this new lockdown inspired song. So
Okay.
you reckon you can pull something together for us?
I'll bash it out for you. Here we go. Are you ready? You are ready. You look very ready.
I think I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This will soon be over. It's only about 3 minutes long, so it will soon be over. Here we go. All right, you can hear me? Yeah,
I can hear you good.
I'm going to turn myself up in my ears. You might not believe me, but I've been thinking of you. I know that you can't hear me, but I wish that I was there. In my imagination, I see you digging in the garden, washing taters in the kitchen, and reading in your chair. You never put a good book down, those purple slippers and that dressing gown. Well, this'll soon be over, soon we will forget. What keeps us separated hasn't come between us yet. Your hand upon my shoulder, I'm filling up your glass. Like everything else in time, this too shall pass. You've never met a secret worth keeping to yourself. No terrace chocolate orange lives unopened on your shelf. But if the melody eludes you and the lyrics tie your tongue, just remember more than words in the harmonies we sung. You never write a shopping list, and you always know who done it. Yeah, you always pick the twist. Oh, this'll soon be over, soon we will forget. What keeps us separated hasn't come between us yet. Your hand upon my shoulder, I'm filling up your glass. Like everything else in time, this child. You host Christmas dinner, maybe Gene will be on time, and the owl will watch the cricket, and maybe none of us will mind. Dad will shimmy in his apron, saying come and kiss the cook. You make too much salad, and I'll go feed it to the chooks. But I guess I gotta
coming back to you, Danny.
One day you won't be around, not everything the discovered is ready to be found. You always wave until we're out of sight. Oh, this will soon be over, soon we will forget. What keeps us separated hasn't come between us yet. Your hand upon my shoulder, I'm filling up your glass, like everything else in time. Just like everything else in time, this shall pass. There you go.
Woohoo! You heard it here first, everyone. Dom's new single that'll be out in a few weeks. This will soon be over. And that actually took me by surprise, because when I heard that title, I kind of imagined it was going to be a little slow ballad, pondering, kind of maybe a bit sad. But no, that was a very upbeat, positive take on it, which is really awesome. I think that's what people need right now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the next one I write in that theme of this still isn't over might be the sad, sad, slow, droning version of the song that I think that might be what happens.
Oh, well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it will soon be over and there'll be no more lockdowns. And we'll all be safe and healthy, just going out and giving hugs. That would be ideal.
Isn't it so strange to see people now just actually really be cautious of being near people? It's not right.
Yeah, I was at my parents' place yesterday, and in the last few months, whenever I visit, I haven't actually been able to give them hugs. And yesterday they gave me a hug, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is the first time in months that we've actually had like a proper hug." I guess we're feeling a bit safer at the moment, but
well, that's
always got to be
glad you are.
careful as well. Well, before I let you go, I want to find out from you, what is your first country music memory? When did you first experience country music?
It's Dolly Parton for sure. So I was born in the UK, as we mentioned earlier, and very much so. In the UK in the sort of 80s, Dolly Parton was the only country music person that was of any I guess notoriety. I mean, she was just, because she's just so, larger than life with the wigs and all that kind of stuff. And I think Dolly was definitely, and then she's just kind of she's just such bubbly, and she's got that little cute high laugh thing. And you just, in England, particularly in the 80s, there's nobody like that, at all. It was everyone who was on TV, male or female, super duper serious, and unless it was like a written comedy show, maybe Blackadder or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely Dolly. And then you just kind of hear her singing, and you're just like, oh wow. So I think probably the next time I really kind of was aware of country music was probably Keith Urban, and I'm talking real early 2000s, The Ranch, Keith Urban, because I saw a video on the country music channel on Foxtel at the time. I saw him play it was like a live concert, a ranch live concert with Tom Emanuel played as well on it, and they played together. And it would have been year 2000, I think, because I was living in this particular place, and I remember turning it on, and the video, there was a music video of Nickel Creek. So I love that kind of bluegrassy Nickel Creek stuff. And I think I went off and did something, and I just heard this guitar playing about 15 minutes later, and it was this live gig. And I don't even think I sat on the couch. I think I sat on the arm of the couch, just doing this, staring at the TV for maybe 25 minutes and going, I don't understand. When you're a musician and you're relatively competent at playing and singing and stuff, and then you watch people do something that you don't understand, you're like, I don't know what's happening here. And that gig, watching Keith Urban play, and the band and just what was going on, was just like, yeah, I'm into that. And then it became, Danny Gatton and Brad Paisley and stuff like that. Those kind of guitar guys. So yeah.
Ah, fantastic.
Very long answer. I apologize.
That's all right. So it started with Dolly, then it became Keith Urban and Tommy Emmanuel. Very interesting. Well, I'm about to write a song with our audience members.
Awesome.
I'm seeing some really great comments coming through of people's experience of country music. So thanks for your input, Dom. And
Oh,
thanks
thanks
for
for having
joining us
me.
today on the show. Thanks for breaking your retreat from social media to come back and do this show. And then you've got a live stream show tonight. So people can jump onto the Dom Italiano Facebook page at 8 o'clock tonight it was to see your
I will.
live
Yep.
concert.
Yep, absolutely. 8 o'clock
Fantastic.
Eastern Standard Time.
All right, sounds great. I'll be tuning in and seeing what you play on the show tonight. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.
You too. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for inspiring me to get back into the real world, so to speak. And
Oh,
I'll
you're very
I'll join
welcome.
in. I'll join in with the songwriting.
Yeah, leave us your lyric suggestions in the comments.
All
Maybe
right, I'll
you'll
get
win the
my.
$50 prize.
Oh well, we wouldn't want that. We wanted to share it with everybody else. But I'll get my hot little fingers going.
All right, see you, Dom.
All right, take care. Thank you.
All right, well, it is time to crack out the guitar. We've got about 20 minutes left to get this song happening. So if we're writing a song around country music and the first time you've experienced country music, I think we're going to have to go with a very traditional country music chord progression. Does anyone know what that is? 3 chords. Burt McClellan was at the Corinda show when he saw Tex Morton in a tent. Very interesting. The only place I've seen country music in a tent is at the Gympie Music Muster. All right, so what should we start with? Maddie Harkin. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Maddie. They're hearing so many great responses. Kayleen's got some words for us. I can't remember when it happened. Wish I knew just when, but country music started and it never left. Amen. Ah, nice rhyming there, Kayleen. Very nice. And what else have we got? Robert Holmes' introduction was through a country music show on Sunday nights by his local radio station. So for some people, it's going to be from the radio. What else have we got? My mum has tuned in and said her first country music experience was a friend taking her out to a surprise concert in Perth, which turned out to be Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. That's a pretty cool way to first come across country music. I'm liking that. What else have we got here? Kaz was raised on the Central Coast and in Tamworth. Adam Harvey calls them the 2 hillbilly heavens. Ooh, hillbilly heaven is such a nice phrase. We've got someone heard it from the Beverly Hillbillies TV show was the first place to hear some country music. All right, so where are we going to start today? I feel like I want to write the first 2 lines of my personal experience, and then we're going to throw to your personal experience. So, I walked the streets of Tamworth when I was 12 years old. I heard country music. What rhymes with old? Bold, gold, told. But at first I wasn't sold. It would be true of me. I walked the streets of Tamworth when I was 12 years old. I heard country music, but at first I wasn't sold. All right, then we're going to go to some of where you've heard it. I heard it on the radio every Sunday night. Every Sunday night. I think every Sunday night should rhyme with right. Then I felt it was right. Heard it on the radio every Sunday night. What about what Dom just said about it was when he heard Dolly Parton? When I heard Dolly sing, I knew it was right. When I heard Dolly sing, it felt right. All right, I think we've got our first verse there. I think we're going to pump out quite a few verses because there are so many great comments coming out today. All right, so here we go. It's the first 4 lines. I walked the streets of Tamworth when I was 12 years old. When I heard country music, at first I wasn't sold. I heard it on the radio every Sunday night. When Dolly started singing, it felt right. All right, there we go. First 4 lines. Thank you, Robert, for that line about hearing it on the radio. And thanks, Dom, for the Dolly Parton. All right, we need some more inspiration. Dom saying, but at first I wasn't sold is gold. Thanks, Dom. Brendan says John Minson's Country Jamboree. I haven't heard of that one, but that sounds really fun. Country Jamboree. Brendan grew up listening to Glenn Campbell, Dolly, and Kenny Rogers on the radio. I think I want to circle back to Bert hearing it in a tent. And then I want to circle back to my mum's comment about hearing a Dolly and Kenny concert. So I think we've got to incorporate all of these in here. Keep the great lyrics coming, because remember, we're going to pick the favorite line of lyrics that you guys send me, and someone's going to win $50 voucher today. So we've got when I heard Dolly singing, it felt right. How do we get to I heard it in a tent? And who was it that he said it was Tex Morton, Bert said he heard in a tent. I was in Corinda. Tex Morton in a tent. Da-na-na-na-na. I wonder, should I put people's names in? It's a bit too confusing if it's like I heard it here, I heard it there. Maybe the next one should be like Bert heard it in a tent, and Kaz heard it here, and Jenny heard it here. Or maybe we don't put specific names in, but we say some people heard it in a tent. No, I'm kind of liking names. I think names would be cool. Everyone gets a little shout out. When Bert was just a young boy, he heard Tex Morton in a tent. Sue went to a concert. We've got to rhyme with tent. Dolly and Kenny. Tent. Cement. Tent. Went. Extent.
I gotta go.
Bent. I heard a little whisper there, and I didn't quite catch what it said. So when Bert was just a young boy, he heard Tex Morton in a tent. Sue went to a concert. Dolly and Kenny. Blah, blah, blah. Tent. Oh, tent is a hard word to rhyme with. Bent. Getting stuck here. I'm gonna need your help. Let me know in the comments. How can we got hell bent, event, spent, went, lament, heaven sent. Oh, heaven sent. I like this, Kayleen. Thank you. Tex Morton in a tent. Sue went to a concert. Dolly and Kenny were heaven sent. Yeah, Dolly and Kenny. Kenny and Dolly. Yeah, Kenny and Dolly sings better. Kenny and Dolly were heaven sent. Gee, Dolly Parton gets two mentions in this song today. We're heaven sent. Jenny would be cooking and listening to the country music jamboree. Okay. So we're going to go to Jenny next, I think. So we've got, Bert was just a young boy. He heard Tex Morton in a tent. Sue went to a concert. Kenny and Dolly were heaven sent. Jenny loved her cooking, listening to the jamboree. Jamboree is a great word to sing because E rhymes with so much. Jenny loved her cooking, listening to the jamboree. All right, we need one more. Listening to the jamboree. Thanks for tuning in, Thomas, for that lovely comment. Kayleen became a member of the John Denver fan club. Interesting. The Golden Guitars were held in a tent for a few years. I didn't know that, Kaz. That's some interesting trivia there. That might make its way into my Celebrity Country Music Quiz show. So Jenny loved her cooking, listening to the jamboree. Let's tie them all together now. I'm liking Keitha said the music set her free. So Jenny loved her cooking, listening to the jamboree. They all say country music set them free. I think that's how we tie it together. So we need a chorus next. Before we get to the chorus, I want you to think of some good chorus lines. So a good chorus has got to be really universal. It's got to tie together the core concept of the song. So this song is about experiencing country music for the first time. So I want you to put your thinking hats on. Think of some great lyrics that would make a chorus. It's got to be catchy. Not too many words, so keep it short. Catchy, easy to sing along to because we want the audience to be able to sing along. And it's got to encompass the whole country music first memory. So while you're thinking up those lyrics and putting them in the comments, I'm going to sing through our first two verses. I walked the streets of Tamworth when I was 12 years old. When I heard country music, at first I wasn't sold. I heard it on the radio every Sunday night. When I heard Dolly singing, it felt right. When Bert was just a young boy, he heard Tex Morton in a tent. Sue went to a concert, Kenny and Dolly were heaven sent. Jenny loved her cooking, listening to the jamboree. They all say country music set them free. That's sounding really awesome. Great lyric suggestions there, guys. All right, so here we go. There's nothing like country. It's 3 chords and the truth. Listening to Dad's vinyl records. Oh, I like vinyl records. I started writing a song once that had words of Daddy's gramophone. Gramophone's a cool word. Kayleen's putting some lines up. I remember when it happened. I know I loved just when. Yes, country music started and has never left. I like the country music started and never left. I think that's something we can work with. So I'm thinking, sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it's trying to say like a slower process. For some people it's instant, and for some people it's not. Like for me, it wasn't instant. Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it grows inside your soul. Ooh, okay. Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it grows grows into your soul. Okay, I think that's where we're going to start. Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it grows inside your soul. Slow burn. Records and radio when we couldn't afford to go to a show. Oh, that rhymes. Went down to the op shop and bought a cheap guitar from Dave. That's a pretty nice line too. Hits you like a truck. Sometimes it grows into your soul. Sometimes. So do we say sometimes again, or do we say something else? Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it grows inside your soul. Oh, how about sometimes it's all you've ever known? Because there are people that have just grown up listening to it their whole life. Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it grows inside your soul. Sometimes the music is all you've ever known. Sometimes the music, ooh, that's high. Sometimes the music is all you've ever known. All you've ever known. Country music. Na 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 na. It's got to rhyme with soul now. Brings us all together with the stories told. Della Harris, great line. Told rhymes with soul. I like that. Young or old was a suggestion from Keith Young. Young or old. Cringed at first and then the bubble burst. Oh, Cass. That's very, very graphic and true for a lot of people. True of me. At first I was like, oh, it's not cool enough. And then I'm like, I'm not cool. So, country music's great. Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it grows inside your soul. Ooh, what if we switch line 2 and line 3? What if it's sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it's all you've ever known. Sometimes the music just grows inside your soul. Country music's country music lasts till you grow old. Grows inside your soul. Country never lets you go. Jenny, I like that. That's so much better than what I was saying. All right, Jenny, we're going with that line. So, sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it's all you've ever known. Sometimes the music can grow inside your soul. Ooh, soul. Country music never lets you go. Yes, all right, we've got 2 verses and a chorus. And I think we're running out of time. I'm hearing so many great comments here that I'd like to write more verses with. Never lets you go.
You need to sing the last one again so I know what the words were. It was all over.
All right, so we're still perfecting the words on the screen. So I've been asked to sing the chorus again. So it goes, sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it's all you've ever known. Sometimes the music grows inside your soul. And country music never lets you go. I'm liking this. This is great, guys. You guys are coming up with some fantastic comments. I really want to write another verse with all your beautiful comments. I think we're gonna push it out a little bit today for a few more minutes. All right, so what else have we got? Well, let's go back to when you've first heard country music. Where else have you heard it? Someone was saying their dad's vinyl records. I really like that. What have we got? Let's see. 3 Chords and the Truth. It's a good line. Kayleen doesn't know when it first happened. We're sort of like touching on that with the Growing Inside Your Soul record and radio when I couldn't afford to go to a show. I like that. I like that, Kaz. I think Kaz needs a line. Country music never lets you go. Kayleen doesn't know when it first struck. Kayleen can't remember when it first took hold. Kayleen can't remember when it first took hold. Kaz bought all the records when she couldn't afford a show. I like that. Kaz bought all the records when she couldn't afford a show. Couldn't afford a show. Those will be the chords. So we've got Kayleen can't remember when it first took hold. Kaz bought all the records when she couldn't afford. It's not the C. Kaz bought all the records when she couldn't afford a show. Dave went to the op shop and bought a cheap guitar. I like that one, Dave. That's a great story. Went to the op shop, bought a cheap guitar. Bob's asking me to mention Buddy, Tex and Slim. We've got Tex in there. We haven't got Buddy and Slim in there yet. So we've got Kayleen. Can't remember, though, because I sing with you've probably noticed by now, I sing my country music with a little American accent. So it's always can't, even though I'd never say can't in real life. Because I grew up listening to so much American music, I just automatically learned to sing with that can't instead of an Australian accent. So sorry if you're a big fan of the Aussie accent. It's not natural to me when I'm singing. Kayleen can't remember when it first took hold. Kaz bought all the records when she couldn't afford a show. Bruce, Kayleen is asking if you could please spell her name Kaylene. Couldn't afford a show. Oh, okay. So then we had Dave went to the op shop and bought a guitar, and Kaz is saying maybe he wanted to be a star. I like that. Dave went to the op shop and bought his first guitar. Maybe one day he would be a star. Yeah. Okay. So we've got our third verse now, and then we go back to the chorus. So we got Dave went to the op shop and bought his first guitar. Maybe one day he would be a star. Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it's all you've ever known. Sometimes the music grows inside your soul. Country music never lets you go. All right. I think we've had some fantastic lines today. We've had quite a few from a few people. Kayleen, Jenny, and Kaz have given us quite a few really great lines. We've got Bert, Sue, and Dave also made it in. yeah, we're going to have to pick a winner soon. I'm going to think about it while I sing our whole song through for the day. Three verses and a chorus. That is pretty much a song. I think we've written a whole song today, guys. Well done. Clearly, this was a good question to ask you about. Lots of positive responses out there. All right, so we're going to sing this whole thing through, and then I'm going to think of who our winner is. I walked the streets of Tamworth when I was 12 years old. Okay, take two, everyone. When I walked the streets of Tamworth when I was 12 years old, when I heard country music, at first I wasn't sold. I heard it on the radio every Sunday night. When I heard Dolly singing, it felt right. When Bert was just a young boy, he heard Tex Morton in a tent. Sue went to a concert, Kenny and Dolly were heaven sent. Jenny loved her cooking, listening to the jamboree. They all say country music set them free. Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it's all you've ever known. Sometimes the music rolls inside your soul. Country music never lets you go. Kayleen can't remember when it first took hold. Kaz bought all the records when she couldn't afford a show. Dave went to the op shop and bought his first guitar. Maybe one day he will be a star. Sometimes it hits you like a truck. Sometimes it's all you've ever known. Sometimes the music grows inside your soul. Country music never lets you go. Country music never lets you go. Never lets you go. Young or old, it never lets you go. I think we got that. Put that little tag on the end. So a couple extra country music never lets you go. Young or old, it never lets you go. Jenny's saying lockdown brings out a creativity. I agree. Well done, everyone. Bob's saying there wasn't any heartbreak. That's true. Maybe next week we'll have to write about heartbreak. But you know what? Country music doesn't always have to be about heartbreak and your dog left you and the truck ran away. We did actually put a truck reference in here. Love our country music cliches. Kayleen's asking what happened to Dave's guitar. Well, we don't know. He's probably still got it. All right, so let me see. My favourite lines, because someone's going to win a $50 voucher today for the best lines. You know what? I was thinking it, and then I just scrolled through to check which lines this person gave, and this person gave us quite a few good lines today. And with Bruce typing, the young or old never lets you go goes right at the end, not in the main chorus. It goes when we repeat the chorus at the end. So this person gave us quite a few good lines today that became some of the key lines of the song. So I think our winner for the day has got to be, drum roll please, Jenny Keck. Well done, Jenny. You gave us gorgeous lines. Country music never lets you go. Maybe one day he'll be a star. And you gave us the line about the cooking with the country music jamboree. So I think you are our winner for today. Thank you so much for your amazing comments. As you said, lockdown brings out your creativity. I think you're right. Jenny's down in Melbourne, so she is in lockdown at the moment. But, well, I'm glad she joined us today, and I hope this brought a smile to everyone's face. And we're going to do this all again next week, and you're going to have another shot at winning a $50 voucher. So I'll be in touch with Jenny after the show. Not Kenny. Kenny Rogers, sadly, is not with us anymore. Jenny is still here. I'll be in touch with Jenny about her voucher. I'm actually not sure what sort of voucher it is. I think we're going to do a music voucher, so maybe iTunes downloads so she can get all her favorite songs. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you to Dom Italiano for joining us today, and he gave us an exclusive preview of his new song. I'm loving this. So many people are giving us exclusives on the Midday Muster. Some of them are performing their song the day before it comes out. I played my new music video here the day before it went live, and Dom has played his new single 2 or 3 weeks before it's going to come out. So this is pretty cool stuff. So thanks for spending your lunch break with me today, this Sunday on the Midday Muster. And a big thank you to InView TV, who's the platform this all runs through, OVO Mobile for partnering with us to put this on the OVO Play platform, and to Bruce Mott for producing today's episode. Bruce is the one typing all the lyrics up on the screen as well, so that's a big help with what we're doing today. My name is Danny Young, and I'll be seeing you next time on the Midday Muster. Tell your friends. We're going to write songs every Sunday, and someone is going to win a $50 voucher for the best line for these songs. So tell your friends to come and play, or maybe don't tell your friends because then you've got a better chance of winning. Think up some good lines, and I'll see you next Sunday with our next episode. Stay safe and healthy. Bye for now.
It's all about beauty. It's all about passion. It's all about change. It's all inclusive every day of the week.